Well, we are glad you are here. We've already got a caller from you. So Dan over in Gardendale is up late with us tonight. Dan, how are you this evening?
It's Stan.
Stan, I apologize. My
That's
apologies. Okay. But we still appreciate you watching this evening. If you will, go right ahead with your question.
Okay, why is it such a problem for people to accept a power of attorney?
Can you, when you say accept it, can you give us a little bit, what do you mean by that?
Well, for example, we faxed the power of attorney to a certain company, and they said they couldn't see the seal on it. So we went down there and showed them the seal, and then they said the power of attorney gave them the right to change the contract.
Marcus, do you understand that, or do you need a little bit more information?
Let's first talk about what a power of attorney is,
okay.
And then why is it that some, like Stan was saying, why is it that some people, find it difficult to accept a power of attorney sometimes, or is it? Do you run across that?
I've not had a problem with people accepting it, but it could be. I mean, obviously you're signing somebody else's name to a contract and holding them legally binded to that, and you're not. But as he said earlier, they wanted a certified copy of that, and I do understand that. I mean, nowadays with copiers and forgeries and stuff of that nature, you need to have that seal where it's bonded.
And for folks who just may not know what a power of attorney is, talk a little bit about what that is and in what circumstances you might want to get one.
Power of attorney basically gives that individual who's holding the power of attorney the same as the individual who had signed it over. They have the same ability, they can enter into a contract, they can move forward and do everything that individual could too, except they're not personally liable for that as long as they use the power of attorney is that.
So and I know we got callers, but this might be, so with regard to a power of attorney, okay, I could say, Marcus, will you please, I want you to have power of attorney. Now, do I have to be incapacitated in any way, or can you just go and conduct business on my behalf?
I can conduct business on your behalf constantly. Even if you're there with me, I can still do it.
Okay.
Usually, you see it if you're going out of town, you're seeing it at real estate closings. You see a lot of power of attorneys real estate closing because that individual may be out of town that week and is not able to go. You don't see it in criminal courts, you don't see it in domestic courts, you don't see it in your courts.
Can you say, okay, I want Marcus, I want you to be my power of attorney for a week. Can you do that?
You can, yes, you can put an expiration of that. I'll tell you the good thing about the power of attorney though, it needs to be recorded. Put everybody on notice. But once it's recorded, you got to give them notice that once you revoke that power of attorney. So you gave me the power of attorney and I cleaned out your checking account.
Yeah.
Then in turn, you want to revoke that power of attorney, you need to revoke it and record that revocation as well.
So back to Stan's question then, and I know we don't have all of the details, but can you say why someone would not accept it and what you should do in that situation?
Well, you need to contact that company's legal department to see what the issue is, and they may have a policy that they don't accept power of attorneys. And that, I don't think it's a state right. It's not a law that you have to do accept a power of attorney. I think it's to each individual.
Okay.
Being GMC, or something of that nature.
And they've probably been burned. Probably been burned before.
And that could happen.
And they got to check, cross their T's and dot their I's.
And that could happen.
Yeah. But you would suggest that Stan go a little bit further, call that company's legal department, have a conversation with
Right. I've not had a phone call saying John Smith is not accepting my power of attorney.
Okay.
I've not heard that.
Gotcha. Well, Stan, hopefully that gives you a little bit of direction in that situation. Again, we just appreciate you calling just to ask the question and hope that you get some resolution to that situation soon.